Опачки. Щак порыгаем, а потом по бабам. Щак порыгаем, а потом по бабам. Опачки. 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 Опачки.
Работаем.
Опачки. 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 Опачки.
All right. Welcome, everybody. This is Talking Tarkov. Number 4 is here. Welcome, everybody. We have our 2 special guests today. We got Delrith from the Angry Joe Show, and we also got Antonn, everybody's favorite armor tester, and of course, the lovely Nikita.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody, guys. Thanks you all for showing up. We got quite a lot to talk about today. Might not be a longer cast. Nikita's a little bit tired, so we're probably going to go maybe an hour and a half. It's probably not going to go the full 2 hours like how it usually has been, but we got some awesome leaks. We got some good stuff to show you guys. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. We got some information about 0.8 patches and the future 0.9 patches. So hopefully you guys are excited for the information. And without further ado...
Wrong name on Dell.
I'll let Nikita take the floor and let him inform you guys a bit, and then we'll get on to our talking points. We're gonna be talking about armor and a bit of containers and some other things. So some of the hot topics in the...
Okay, guys, hello again. Welcome to our podcast. It's the first. It's how to say, like 4, but
fourth,
like the fourth. Yes,
the fourth.
The fourth. Like horse.
Fourth.
It's a horse, like force. Okay, force, like force.
Stag freak.
Okay. Stupid things. Right. So we will talk about something about our game, and yeah. First of all, I just want to say something about these new patches, and it's like 0.8. We will divide them. No, we will divide, like, not divide chicks. We will divide the patches. There will be 2 patches, and all of we mentioned that like optimizations of shoreline, customs, something more, freezes, fixes, maybe something about right now, but we will divide them in 2. Today there was the first one. It contains a new updated anti-cheat, and right now we are working on it. We like trying to tweaking it, like to ensure that everything will run well, and it is right now. It's like we're gaining some results already. So great. I think soon, really soon, Tarkov will be free from the scams, scam, and damn terrorists, yeah, and also the terrorists. All right, terrorists, those who like to cheat, like not to cheat but exploit something in the game, to glitch it, to have an advantage, to save something that you can't save actually. And it's also being fixed. We fixed a lot of glitches today. We will fix several glitches really soon. in the next patches. Maybe there will be a hotfix tomorrow. So yeah, today's patch was about anti-cheat and some of the minor changes, and like we disabled the spawn selection. It was not intended in this patch, but
Somehow
something,
made
but somehow just get in and yeah.
I do have a question. I actually saw this from the Reddit. About the random spawning. Does that mean that is there like something that makes it so that not 9 people will spawn on one side, or will it divide the players evenly across the spawns?
It was made just to remove the ability to select
Okay.
specific areas to get we're trying to get rid of the spawn overloading. If everybody selects the same site, it will get overloaded, and it will be not cool.
Mm-hmm.
And this was done just to make your spawn experience more smooth, like without any circumstances.
Yeah.
Like everything must be good right now, but it sure needs to be tested.
Yep.
And you will test it for us for sure, and we will test it. Yeah.
When we had Smoke on the last podcast, that's a pretty big topic, was about the spawns. So nice to see that there's some changes being done to it.
Yeah, I never liked the spawns, how you could pick which side you spawned on.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I've always liked the idea of more randomness.
Yeah.
But there was an idea just to have the idea that you can actually infiltrate the area from a different sides,
right?
Like through operation, like military operation or special operation. But it's not good in terms of small areas. It's like not big one. Stuff like we need to
smoke love in the chat, boy.
What this
sorry, I
Smoke,
was whispering to the stream.
Okay, so the second one will be more about these optimizations you really want.
Shoreline customs.
Yeah, shoreline customs, but it will be not final. So yeah, it will be much better, I think. I hope, but it will be not final. We'll still waiting for some optimizations to go. There will be more stuff. And 0.0, 0.9 patch will give us a lot of things, but I think we will move the medical animations from this patch, because it seems like we have a lot to do, and it's simply we just can't have the space, and we are not sure that this feature will be in the next one, but we have some we have a lot of things done just in terms of this new feature, medical animations and consumable animations, but we just need to finish it to have more time to make it right.
Now that you've said that, I think this would actually be a good time to show off one of the work in progress animations for consumable animations. And just to tell you guys, like a lot of you guys might assume that these are just like very like basic animations. No, these are like completely detailed. Like you're taking the caps off of drinks, you're opening, reaching your hand inside med kits. It's very detailed, so there's gonna be a lot of work to put into this. It's not just very simple stuff. So here is
just one animation I brought to you today. It will be more, I think, next week, just for a start.
Forgot to open up my OBS. Yep.
Your sound is a little low, Clean, just for reference.
Is it? Oh, here, I'll turn
Compared to everybody
turn
else,
my
yeah.
mic up. I'll turn the mic up. Thank you. All right. Bam. Leaks and stuff. As you can see.
I can't see.
Me too, actually.
Count for the delay.
Something leaked. Because I'm seeing chat is all about leaks.
Some realism right there.
Yeah. It's a really nice fluid animation. Taking the cap on and off. Looks really good. And just so you guys know, like that's going to be, more or less the level of detail that's going to be had within a lot of the consumable animations. Like it's not like when you open up a can, like you're actually opening up the can, you'll see the can open up, it's going to be fully immersive. So
Yeah, so like right now we're making all of a consumable line. It's like a lot of models. We discovered that we have a shit ton of different types of consumables. Like the sugar, we need to open the pack of sugar and eat the sugar. Like
yes.
30 minutes of animations.
What-
You're trying to eat this.
What about the
what kind of
Vaseline?
sugar?
What about the Vaseline? That's the most
Vaseline?
it's the most
How?
important one. It's
Vaseline?
the most important one.
There will be a really
All right.
special.
So, are we gonna have an animation for eating powdered milk where we just start throwing up if we keep eating more of it?
What about bleach? Can we drink bleach soon?
I think it's the most
High priority.
asking question. High priority. I think it's pretty unhealthy thing to drink bleach. I think you will be like your experience will be not cool at all. Like, but
I think that's how the anti-cheat should work. If you get flagged every match you go into, you just start drinking
Bleach. Oh goodness.
okay, so like there's lots of things. Like, for example, we can like take any game developer company and there is a task, guys, you need to do a consumable animation. They will do some generic animations like water, some food,
Bandaging.
like bandaging, yeah. But we had a lot of things. Like we have different like med kits. We need to open them like in different ways to use something and to make sure it will be not so generic as it can be. So yeah, it's pretty like that's why we need to like shift a little the deadline of this feature to make sure like it will be done.
You want
great,
to
'cause-
maintain that quality. You want to make sure it's like the most immersive, experience
yeah,
that
we
can have.
like we model the insides of a cans, like all fish,
awesome.
meat, like
Little chunky. Oh,
the chunky, yeah. So yeah, what next? Should we talk about something?
Yeah,
I actually have a question about the health system.
go ahead, Anton. Yeah, please.
Okay.
Like, because at the moment, if you hit your hotkey, you heal, but your limb heals before the animation continues, if that makes sense. So what if like you would stop the bleed, and then over time you would regain health, so you can't just be like full health very quickly? Because even with the animation, it's
What about instead you could make it so that instead of the healing taking place at the beginning of the use, at the end of the timer? So like at the end of the 6 seconds, that's when the healing takes place. Would that be basically what you're asking?
Yeah.
So, so the idea is right now is medicals are not working properly. They like the apply moment is just instant, and all the animations or all the medications should be like they must increase. They have like it's planned this way. They will increase the rates. They will increase the regeneration rate on your limb. Like if you apply something like a Vaseline, oh yeah, so your arm like will gain like plus 5 points of health points per second, and it will be like for some time it will regenerate with a healthy magic Vaseline. Or you can apply it on other part of your body.
Nice. Does that have to do with the stress relief skill or the stress resistance skill? Something?
No, it's actually no. Okay, I see. The joke continues. When you get wrecked due to dissing, you should apply Vaseline on your special part of your body.
It'll make it all better.
I think I'm getting better with jokes.
Yeah, you are. You're funny. You're a funny guy, man.
That's good.
So yeah, and right now is instant, and also there is two types of like applying medical effects. It's continuous based and after like based. Like after you use something, you will start to receive positive effects.
Okay.
and it all plans, and it's like not even the advanced features of medications. It's like the basic features, and right now they just done not properly, so it will be reworked soon.
TM.
Yes.
Fantastic. So Anton, you had a lot of suggestions that you've written up for this patch. You want to go ahead and state a couple of them, like some that you may personally like, and we can go ahead and talk about those for a bit.
The one biggest like problem at the moment, I guess. No, it's not a problem, but if you get shot, you have a chance to bleed. It's not like a guaranteed thing. Like I'll do test videos and I'll shoot him in the leg with buckshot. It'll black out his leg, but he won't be bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
I've also noticed the chance of fractures from getting shots. Like I never get fractures anymore when I get shot. I can't remember the last time I got a fracture from like getting shot in the arm or something.
Okay, what do you think about it? I will answer you about it, but let's discuss.
Sure. Delrith, do you have any opinions on this?
I mean, most of the time I don't even get a chance to bleed. I just die. I've never actually, in the hundreds of hours I've played, I've never gotten a fracture. Clean has a point. I've never had that happen.
Yeah.
And honestly, bleeding happens maybe like 1 in 10 times. So it's not.
Yeah.
I agree with that. There's like none of the status effects.
You know, there's something that I was taught in the military back in basic training Marines. This is like super basic medical understanding of how bleeding works. There's 3 kinds of bleeding. You have capular, you have venular, and you have arterial. Capular is like your skin, like you get a little cut on your skin, like you get scratched by a cat or something. It's a capular bleed, nothing serious. Maybe put a bandage on it, could get infected, no big deal. Venular is your veins, so that could be a little bit more serious if you don't tend to it. You know, it's obviously hitting a main vein, you're going to bleed from it. And then you have arterial, which is basically you hit an artery, and if you don't stop the bleeding of the arteries, you're going to die within 30 seconds to a minute, maybe even faster than that, depending on exactly what artery you hit. And so I think it could be interesting and also add to the realism of the game to have these different levels of bleeding. You have your capular, your venular, and your arterial, and these could possibly require different kinds of items. So say for an arterial bleed, you need like something like a tourniquet to shut that artery down. But the downside is you have that tourniquet on your leg. That's really not going to make you move so much. Or venular, you just need maybe a bandage. And then capular, you know, a bandage as well. It'd be something very simple. But it's you know, just different levels of bleeding. You know what I mean? Since we're just on the topic of that.
I think right now though it's a little too easy to die. So adding even more ways to die, horrible deaths, maybe a little too much for the current state.
Yeah. I wasn't saying right now. I was just saying like, you know, later on. I wasn't trying to say like, oh, we should do this right now. I was just, you know, shooting the shit. But no, you're absolutely right. No, you're totally right.
Next, like shot and all your body parts just pop off like one of those rag dolls.
And the next minute you're trying. Where's my special pills? Oh, and then it
right. Okay. My special pills.
The Grandpa Simulator.
Nice.
I'm not drunk, actually, guys. I'm not drunk. I'm totally saying
he's tired.
I'm just tired, yeah. So what I must say something about this. I'm totally agree with you, Delrith, about this. Yeah, it's too many ways to die, and it's not even the Dark Souls. Like it's still the shooter, the FPS, the EFT, and we need to maintain this level of enjoyability, or how to say it properly. Do you have this word in English? Enjoyability?
Yeah.
No.
Enjoyability.
No.
Enjoyability is the word. Yeah.
Enjoyability.
Enjoyment.
Okay.
Enjoyment is
enjoyable.
Enjoyment. Okay.
I enjoy it.
Nice.
Sweetness. You got to maintain the sweetness.
Sweetness. Yes, totally. And it will be pretty rough for you to have another bunch of ways to die. Like, okay, what do we got this new patch? Oh, nice! 50,000 ways to die. You can die from your butt scratched on a fence and gain some hemorrhoid.
Get stuck on a fence.
Oh my god!
You're using old ammo and you accidentally like cut yourself with a shell and you die from tetanus.
You shoot the shell, it falls in your mouth and you choke on it. It's great. But honestly though, speaking about like dying quickly though, one thing about like when you get shot in the legs and the arms, Like right now, if a scab shoots you like twice in the leg, 2 times in the leg with the Saiga, the leg will be blacked out, and then the rest of your body is like drained of health. Like you lose all your health from
Yes.
all the body parts.
Now listen to me, please. There was a damage 2. If you get the damage in this black part, you will receive 2x damage to every other parts. And we just cut this to normal levels. So I think the next patch, maybe 0.9 or maybe 0.8, next second part of it, we will decrease this. Like you will not die quickly if you get hit in the black limb, for example. So it will be more sweet.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like with that, it just makes armor a little bit more useful because like leg meta does not exist, right? Well,
yes.
No.
Also, the armor, it will like we added new parameters, the materials, the blunt damage. The armor will be more like harder to use. It will be like in terms of application, you will need to really think about how you actually can use armor. Because, for example, the gel armor will be increased to level 5 class, but it's ceramic based armor plates. And if you receive the hit in ceramic, it will destroy like quickly, like more quickly than the usual like armor steel plates, and it means that you will have to repair it more often. But the other thing is, if you try to repair the ceramic plates, you will deplete the max durability points more than steel plates. So it will be pretty useless after several shots and several repairs.
Mm. So,
but there will be much more different armor vests, armor plate carriers, and different types of plates. So the armor thing, the armor feature in the game will be enriched to a level when you need to actually think and know about the principles of work, the materials. So it will be not like it. It will be not like the PUBG. You just put on level 3.
And you're just strong.
Yeah. So that actually will be a thing. Like it will be not a good idea to put something like the best one or with the best armor class available. You'll need to actually to select something to fit in your game style, to fit in your weapon, to fit in the map. Like you will actually need to think about it.
So like say like you'd bring in armor depending on if you're going to be hunting scabs and fighting them a lot, depending on their weaponry. And then if you're going to be fighting PMCs and higher level players, you would bring armor according that would match, you know, whatever type of ammo that they're most likely using or whatever the meta would be for endgame.
Yeah, the idea, like this is the idea. Also, just to mention the Carol based like aramid fibers type of vest, like M3, M2, M3, how to call it, module M3, 3M, module 3M, and the PK, like soft shell armor, it will have the blunt damage effect. So if you receive like slug or like the 9mm ammunition, and the armor will like get all the damage, and it will be not pierced by it, but you will receive the blunt damage also. So it will be look like the armor will not be affected like it was before. But again, it will be much more different types of vests and armor, and it will be more interesting just to like select proper stuff to like avoid this damage or something. But it will also like decrease your characteristics, like the movement, like the sensibility and stuff. So it will be more interesting in terms of playing with armor, but it will be more harder to understand and actually use the armor. Like it will be not just simple to, like you just pick something but like better with a better class or durability points, and it will be good. Like it's not guaranteed.
Okay.
It will be not guaranteed.
Anton, so
Yeah, I think another thing. Oh, hold up. I was gonna
yeah,
talk on that.
I was just gonna ask you to talk on it. Go ahead.
Yeah, one thing that me and you noticed, Clean, was that like even if your vest has 45 durability at a 65, like on the Gazelle, the bullet can go through and hurt you. But I think you guys are changing it to where you have to black out the vest before the bullet can go through and hit you. Is that happening?
Okay, about about this thing. Like there is a like thing that you could get hit, like penetrated when you wear an armor, and like it's like you have a lot of durability points and still you have some kind of like penetration with a low tier ammo. And this was about the thing that if you have the lower durability of the current durability of armor you have, the more chance it will be to penetrate it.
Mhm.
So this thing and has like a pretty like not physical kind of representation right now, and we changed it to ensure that you will have a bigger chance to have your vest penetrated if you like have it in a really low condition. So like you're like 10% of max durability and lower, and you will get these chances of penetration. About this, you will like have a pretty good chance that the ammo, the round will not penetrate it. And yeah, this is it about the spontaneous penetrations.
Yeah.
Spontaneous penetrations.
Delrith, do you have anything to add?
Was that something that was just added and or fixed? Because we noticed that there's just a threshold where armor's not useful anymore. And the problem is right now is, as far as like game playability and feel goes, it doesn't feel good to just have something that costs like 300-400K to just immediately become ineffective at less than half health. I get where you're going with the realism and everything, and I understand that, but the way the game's designed right now, I mean, it's safe to say that up to Fort, the other armors are pretty much negated by starting ammo right now. Like they just full penetration doesn't.
We actually changed some of the parameters. They're already changed.
Okay.
So like FMJ, which was
we're changing.
Yeah, FMJ, which used to go through like all level 3 armor, doesn't anymore. So
again,
it was just a matter of right now the armor didn't seem effective. Like I understand, it went through, there's penetration, et cetera. But there was definitely issues where you just died, and it felt like unless you were wearing Fort, armor wasn't even a factor.
Yeah, and like the hard part in the development process right now, the more parameters we have, the more like troubles we have. So
more things conflicting.
Right now we just want to make this simpler to understand and simpler to actually to work like inside the engine. And we want to like in 0.9 patch, we just want to make this armor more efficient but also more realistic in terms of repairs, in terms of blunt damage, in terms of material like things and material destruction. But we want to make the armor great again and be better, I promise. But I think there will be some kind of issues. It will be look like this, like issues, but it will not. Like some kind of armor will be not effective, or it will like destroy it in a second or something. But also it will need to be. We will need to test it because we're adding more, and we're removing the old like evil stuff about it.
Yeah, I feel like the best way to put it is, you have to find that balance between realism and, how much enjoyment you derive from doing something. And, like the way that you have the fast MTs or whatever right now, they're like a way higher armor level than they are in real life. They work a lot better. I think people need to realize that, dying in 1 to 2 shots when you're wearing something that costs like 500,000 rubles or something is not something anybody wants to deal with. And I think that just getting the armor to be effective, and then also adding in what Clean said earlier, where, you know, if your limb's blacked out, getting shot in the limb like 6 or 7 more times pretty much just won't kill you if you've already like tourniqueted or something like that. And just making it more effective is what I see a lot of people wanting, is just, you know, maybe not to the point where it was last patch where you can take 30 rounds and run around screaming you're the juggernaut. But, you know, like 6, 7, 8, 9 shots on a fort armor from the front from low caliber should definitely be a thing.
Yeah.
Also, the volume is really low. Clean.
Sorry,
I think another
not
thing.
close to my mic.
Oh,
go ahead, Anton.
I think another thing that could help is making the armor piercing ammo, like the BS, the M995, like instead of just making it expensive, make it so you have to trade something for 120 rounds or something. That way people don't just stockpile it. Because I just run BS all the time. And
the two things I want to add. First one is the helmets. We have these conventionalities, this new fancy word that are just something. New word, conventionalities. And we need to maintain also this level, because, for example, the helmets, real life helmets, we don't have like 2+ class of armor. We don't even have this kind of helmets in real life. So they will stop just like TT ammunition, maybe some armor piercing 9mm, and like they, for example, the Obscore Fast MT helmet is made for like aramidtic fibers. Again, it's like Kevlar based.
Utility helmet.
Okay, so the LT, like a combined type of layering, and it also will not like stop the bullet of high calibers. So we need to make something unrealistic, like slightly, just to have this kind of protection you all need.
Well, I think that makes sense. I mean, having a helmet like the Altland, for example, if it was all realism, an Altland could get punctured by a standard 5.45 round or a standard 5.56 round. It would go through it. But for gameplay, you know, you want to have a strong helmet. You want to have something that's going to guarantee you security for the most part. So, you know, I think that makes perfect sense. I mean, there has to be checks and like balances between gameplay and realism to make sure the game is still fun. Because if every helmet was level 2, people just wouldn't wear helmets. There would be no reason to use them.
I think the way is just, you know, more protection, more expensive, less protection, less expensive.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the issues people have right now is, you know, with things being as ineffective due to it like a bug/error. You know, things are just way too expensive for how much protection they offer.
Yeah.
And that'll get.
I think also with the introduction of the face hitbox as well, you know, it could be a smart idea to maybe make certain helmets available at a lower level and make them cheaper just because of the face hitbox.
Yeah. I just want to say it. So, like, we need to rebalance prices, because they're still the old ones. We made it when we didn't. So there was a time there was no face hitboxes.
I remember. Everybody was a tank.
We need to rebalance them. So we like I announced this. Like we will rebalance the prices of helmets and armor, and with the introduction of 0.0 patch, we will rebalance it even more. Maybe we'll make something about it, because 0.9 patch will give us a new stuff, new vests, new vests, new helmets, and we need to fit it in this line of armor equipment. So, and the third thing I wanna say, it's about the ammunition. Like, there's a pretty big lineup of special ammunition incoming. Armor piercing extreme penetrators. It's also like the name of a porn movie. Extreme Penetrator.
Oh my god.
It's official name of Extreme Penetrator.
No, I'm sure. I know what ammo you're talking about.
Yeah. So the special Russian 545 and 7.62 by 41.51 ammunition. Like, this is special aberrations, like really, really advanced stuff. It will pierce any type of like armor, even 6+ Ghost standard or 4 class US standard. So it will be more interesting, and also it will be packed in a packages, so it will be not sold by the single round. It will be sold in packages.
I think that's
by 20,
I think that's
10.
realistic too, because like
Maybe
you know,
maybe some of them we will not sell.
I mean, you don't go to a gun
trading
store and like
system.
scrape out ammo from a bucket and be like, I want 143 rounds exactly, please. Usually get it by the box.
This is planned for after all the penetration values and fixed everything, right? Because right
Yes.
now, pretty much like half the ammo goes through armor anyway. So adding even more penetration ammo is like just adding fuel onto the fire where nothing stops anything.
Yeah, it's not just about we will rebalance penetration values. It's also about this new armor mechanics, armor parameters that I told about. So we all need to get all of this all together and test it out. Like we can have unpredictable results, or maybe some predictive results also.
It's on us to test it.
Yeah. So I think it's a time to show the guys some more leaks. Please. More leaks.
You know what? I think I'm gonna show off one of my personal favorites here. This is something that I'm very keen on, and is brand new animations. I'm sure a lot of you guys aren't super fond of the animations currently that we have in EFT, but we have a whole lineup of brand new animations coming out for player movement and everything like that. So should be pretty cool. I got a couple videos to show you here, boys.
Yeah, and just to mention, it's like the first iteration, so it's not final. It's the animation optimizations. The animations rework is more about optimizations. So we just like redoing stuff to make sure the animations will run more faster, optimized, and they will not cost a lot of CPU time.
Remember when Squad merged over to their new animation system, they got a bunch of performance gains from it because the animations are usually really heavy dependent on the CPU and on the server.
I think your video is lagging. No?
No.
Are you playing it? Are you playing? Well, no?
This is just this is the video that was sent, downloaded. I think it just might be like a frame, something in the video or something like that.
Now, is that a dark blue bear shirt? Is that a new shirt?
It's an old one.
That's the old bear.
Blue.
Bring back the black shirt.
Okay, show something else. Sure. It's not It's not representable right now. We need to make a video inside an engine because it was rendered in Maya, and but again, it's like the different kinds of animations just to make more, like to give more life to a character. Bring back the black shirt.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's a SA58 animations in the game. Like, it's ready. It's waiting for you guys.
Yeah.
Actually.
That shoots 308, right?
Yeah. Full automatic, like the crazy stuff.
Hmm. Sounds awesome.
Of course, I did the sound of this weapon. So the concept is we will add this weapon in 0.0 or 0.9 patch, and after some time we'll add all the lineup of modification parts as we done with the M1A, for example. It will be not like the whole like stuff will be added with the weapon. So we will like divide this, and you will be able to recreate the classic file with it. Actually,
Nice.
so we will have different kinds of classic Sweden, Austrian parts, and you will be able to recreate the long version of it. Like, I think we will add even like wooden furniture to it, to make like the perfect guerrilla type of FAL.
That'll be awesome. Yeah, FAL's a great weapon, iconic as hell. And for those guys wondering why the recoil is so high, that was a stripped down version. It had no buttstock on it. That's why it was kicking so much. And plus, it's a 10.5 barrel 308 assault rifle that's going to have a lot of recoil.
Yes.
It's gonna kick a lot
Yes.
and be loud as hail. Anton, so anything else within your suggestions, man? I'd like to talk about?
Yeah, let me look. I guess one thing that I kind of thought was a good idea, the scav levels. Like instead of a different loadout, or like the random loadout, maybe because you're a level 20 scav, you always get a scav backpack or like some extra meds or stuff like that. I think that would be cooler than the randomization.
Can you
Okay.
elaborate on that?
Me?
No, Anton.
Yeah, like if you're okay, let's say you're a level 1 scav, you spawn with a Makarov. If you're a level 20 scav, you maybe get like a SKS or something and a scav backpack with an IFAK to help you survive because you're a higher level, you know?
Yeah, I perfectly understand the idea. We had this idea like the time before to make sure that you have some kind of progression. So like you will not be spawned with a bald ass, not bald ass, naked ass. Yeah, we will not spawn with naked ass like I have a TOZ. What do you have, fellow stranger? Fellow stranger has fully modded M4 and like the armor 6 class level.
Oh, hey, don't
grenades.
hate on the Taz though. Scabs wreck me across the map
Yeah.
with those damn things.
And chat, be nice.
Toz-
All right, you guys got to be nice.
Toz was secretly overpowered. I'm kidding. Maybe not. Maybe I don't know.
Spreading rumors, Nikita.
Okay. Yeah,
You know-
I totally okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Just running Taz's with the extreme penetrator rounds later.
Oh yeah,
Just one tap people with it.
well, that long.
Yeah.
That extreme penetrated round, like 9 mil, that long. Like you squashing it onto a barrel.
I think I have a few lying around. I could go find them. I don't know where they're at though.
Damn. So okay, I totally agree. Great idea. I think, but I think it will be linked to a scav karma system, like scav reputation system. When it comes to scav bosses and stuff, we will add this. I told you before, and yeah. So they like the initial idea was like if you reach the 50 level of your PMC, it will allow you to actually to boost up to gear up your scav character. And later this idea mutated to a thing. When we have a hideout, you will be able to upgrade your intelligence center, and you will be able to install thing called Scav Crate. Scav Crate is like the type of communication with Scav. You will be able to order them to find something, and it will be like off-rate functionality. And with this system, we will add like the maybe upgrades or something, and we will make this kind of thing like you will be able to gear up your scav, like to give him weapons that you've defined before. Yeah, so I think it will be linked with this, and it will be more it will be more fit in this like the scenario, the overall idea of a game, like the background. So yeah,
I like it a lot.
So in the same category of scabs, are there AI reworks and mechanic reworks in the pipeline for them not being able to laser you from like 700 meters away with a shotgun that has 0 spread?
Yes, I
Simple answer is yes. Okay, got it.
Totally, guys.
That's good. I think that's what people wanted to hear, is our scabs getting reworked. And I mean, yes is good.
Yeah, so right now we creating the new design documentation for total rework of scabs by scratch, by zero, by the ground, from the ground. And it was done especially by me, because the last system, like the current system, was not made by me. It was like, Google help me, Google help me. blessed. It was blessed by me. Yeah. So right now I'm totally in this thing because I really want to make Scabs also great again and great something. And we will rework everything in terms of shooting, target acquisition, hearing, utilizing of cover, like cooperation between Scavs, ammo resupply, weapon ammo consumption models, character models, behavior models, fears even of different Scavs. Like
Clean was talking about how eventually the idea is to hopefully have like a system where if you're running at a Scab firing an M1A full auto at him, he's gonna run away because he's not hardened or trained. He's gonna just leave you alone at that point. I don't like that sort of
so
idea.
there will be things like you actually will be able to scare him up, like if like the spontaneous like combat situation, the Scav will be shit
Yes.
or something like we will, like okay guy. I see a point. Okay. I'm not firing. I'm putting my gun down. Okay. But again, it will have a huge work. We need to do a lot of things to make sure it will be as I described. I think guys who listen to me from the dev team right now, just
God.
oh my God, what he's talking about? Oh my God.
Hey, real quick though, in the chat, guys, about visors, they're gonna be cleaned up. No pun intended. They're gonna be more visible. VoIP is coming, and the netcode will be worked on. Also, #fire clean. All right, go ahead, Del.
Yeah, because right now the thing that's great about the Scabs is they'll notice you're in like full fort with an Alton helmet, and you've got like a freaking fully kitted out M1A, and he's like, "It's okay, I have Makarov," and they just like charge straight at you, and it'll be great later on when you can actually scare them away.
Yeah, the system that we try to make right now is intended to get used with a large variety of different types of AI. So we will have the cultists, we will have UN soldiers, we will have the Russian military.
Will we be able to play as these guys?
No.
Okay.
The EFT is about three factions. They're key factions. Like they're in the mess. So we need to talk about them more. And the other one is just for background stuff. There will be more factions. And we need to have all of this like different types of behaviors. Because I don't like how Scavs behave right now.
I don't think anybody does.
At all.
Yeah.
There are some cool features.
Well, when they lean and like they actually like they're like real, that's great. Like when they work like 1 out of 10 times, it's great. Like it's like, wow, he's actually peeking me and he's like flanking and stuff. It was really, or like when they sneak up on you, like they'll be all cheeky bricky and like crouch walk up on you. That's great. But then
I have a question about the Scavs. Can they throw grenades at the moment?
They can throw the grenades, but I took all the grenades from them.
No, you took them.
I've had them throw them at me before. That's why I was wondering.
Maybe they pick them up
Like
off the
there's
ground.
a really low chance to actually have a grenade spawned in their inventories.
I think a lot of the complaint with Scavs comes from like a mix between the netcode and how they behave and how they track you for long periods of time. Because like Clean was saying, 1 in 10 times they work real well. You're like, all right, this is good, this feels good. And then like I'd say 3 out of 10 times you come up against a Scav who's from the movie Wanted, and he like turns around and curves his TOS bullet around the corner,
fucking Wanted,
like fucking hits you in the head.
I can tell you, I can elaborate. I can tell about this. This is just because of the server model of Scav. It differs from a client model. On the server, he has already turned to you. On a client, it's like he is not turning, and that's why this as shot commands. Yeah, like the back shots, like big as back shots. And right now we also want to get rid of this. Also, today's patch we got rid of the huge problem with the scavengers, and it's all about when they start later, like before this, they usually scav when the the Scabs starts shooting at you, and if you if you get
I'll read the patch
behind
notes.
some cover, the Scab will actually try to shoot you through cover, through bushes, through everything. And today's patch, we got rid of it. So the scavengers must.
AI Scabs do not
better.
shoot at players who took cover behind a wall.
Oh, heck
Now,
yes.
is that why Scabs can shoot through trees? Because I don't know if you've seen,
Yes.
but they can shoot straight through the
Yes.
damn tree.
The idea is, I will try to explain it more simple with my broken English. There is a tree, and there is you, pretty geared up player, looks like a flash drive, and then I need more hands.
I'm following.
Use my hands.
I'm not octopus, so I will try. So from that direction, the Scav sees you and starts shooting, blah 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 blah, and you just I'm just get behind this rock, but he will continue to shoot you, like he has a ESP. So there is no actual discontinuation of his shooting. So it will continue to shoot you even if you're behind cover or something. Yet this is why you constantly see the Reddit posts like the Scavs are broken.
Like you pop behind cover and immediately headshot.
So yeah, and this is also like the obsolete things. We need to get rid of it, and we are reworking the whole design of AI right now, and this is it.
Nice. Well, let's go ahead and go ahead, Del. I'm gonna show off some of these new images of some items.
Before we move past, because we were talking about Recoil like 5 minutes ago, I believe you and I had talked, and I don't know if this has changed since I last tried it, but there's a lot of like balancing issues with Recoil right now. Like you can take an M1A, which is a 308, I believe, and you can get it to have less recoil than like a 9mm, like SMG and stuff. And so Clean and I were talking, is there a plan in the future to go back and retouch all the recoils to make them more realistic and more reasonable as to what they should be? Because I own things. I've fired things like MP5s. I've fired things like Uzis and Mac 9s and, you know, all the other crazy things. And a lot of those weapons in Tarkov, they kick like a mule when you shoot them, but realistically, you can keep them on target fully automatic like it's nothing. Like a fully kitted MP5 is one of the easiest things to control in reality. And one of the things was, you know, some of the bigger guns in Tarkov don't kick at all. And I was wondering if you were planning on ever going back and adjusting the values to be more reasonable. So, you know, SMGs and stuff like that become more of a running gun.
We just did the iteration of it like yesterday.
Yeah, we changed.
We changed a lot of parameters in terms of recoil and ergonomics on stocks. I changed some of the parameters of weapons like M4, for example. So, yeah, I think it's better now. So we need to test.
I played around with the SMGs yesterday after they're tweaked. Their average recoil used to be about 210 to 220, and now the average is around like 170 to 180. However, the MP5 SD, its recoil is like 122, 123. And in my opinion, that feels the best. Like just where it's at in terms of its damage and just overall control, it feels really good. And then when you modify, you know, well, there's not really any moddable stocks for the MP5, but it just, the recoil felt good right around like about 120 to 140 on the SMG.
Yeah.
It felt really, really good there. I was using them all day yesterday, and it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing is like when you get to around 120, 130, the kick in game is about to what it is in real life firing an SMG. Even things like a Vector, I have a Vector 45. That thing doesn't kick nearly as hard as like a lot of the other weapons in the game, and so it'll be nice to see
the Vector, because the Vector has its own unique like the recoil system.
Yeah, it's got the Vector system. Yeah.
The Vector will be in the game, and we will try to add this like the vertical aligned like angled recoil Vector. We actually try to reproduce the actual model of Vector recoil system. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, you don't really notice it on semi-auto, but full auto, the gun definitely feels a lot different.
Clean showing some leaks.
I've just been clicking
Those
through
night
these
vision
pictures.
look cool.
Yeah, the panoramic. You'll have no like black border on that one, I imagine. And probably be a little bit more clear.
Yeah, like the NVs, it's like the last generation type of night vision, and it will have like low borders. It will have more clear picture. It will cost a lot, and I thought that this was like the last generation type of NVG, but it seems like there is another one.
They have color,
fully colored,
full color, and everything. Yeah.
yeah. And we just added it into our like plans. We'll add it to like full color NVG also. And when we add all of the lineup of like Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 2, Gen 5, I think I overstepped. Gen 4, I think it's max level. And we will balance the prices right now. Like it's pretty expensive thing. Banana grip. Yay, banana
Yes.
grip. It's potato grip. It's not banana grip.
There's a big difference.
What gun is that for? The yellow grip.
Probably an AR.
It's just ergonomic grip, AR grip.
These next sights here, HK 416.
HK.
Yep.
The sites, that's a KAC sites for M4.
It's not a Scar, guys. Scar H and L is already confirmed. Like it's gonna come in eventually. It's just a matter of time.
And the grip was for HK. It's a German version, HK 416A5.
So are you going to be adding 45 soon to the game, like various 45 ACP rounds?
Yes, the M1911 for sure, and the Chris Vector 45. Maybe we'll add some more. I think we can add a 6-hour P22.
Yep.
P22.
There's a 45 USP too. A lot of really good 45 weapons.
I
45
yeah.
rounds. So I'm really curious to see how you balance it, just because it's very powerful up close, but it's one of the most worthless rounds at any sort of range.
Mm-hmm. I personally really love the 45 because in Russia we don't have an ability to shoot from 35 caliber. And when I was in San Francisco, I was shot in the pretty cool place like South San Francisco, and I was shot from Glock 45 and M1911. It was so cool.
And 1911s are great. Really, I can't wait to see 1911s in EFT. I'm sure a lot of people are going to use those.
This is a new stock from SKS called Monte Carlo SKS stock.
Well, if you're ever in my neck of the woods, you can try a full auto Vector, and you can see what it's like to fire a full auto 45 one.
I really want to fire something full automatic. I fired a lot of automatic guns, but
we have to do another Battle State dev blog, but when you come over here to the west and shoot some American weapons, man.
I think really it's so simple. I can plan it like in this fall, for example.
We can fly to Texas and meet.
Yeah.
I mean, if you came here, we could shoot a lot of fun things. We could shoot a
50 Beowulf.
Well, I do have my Beowulf. I have access to a 240 Bravo, fully automatic, a bunch of different.
You guys, Nikita, you can also fire me too, right?
Fire clean. You can fire clean, yeah.
Man, you guys in chat are so salty. Just drop it. Jesus. Nothing's going to change, man. Got him.
Look, honestly, I think we've established clean as the eye candy of the company. So,
yeah.
You can literally shoot me with a gun. It'll be great.
Were those masks ballistic masks?
I don't see any other ballistic masks. But
the Army of Two masks. Like they look like they're from Army of Two. It was on the Scab bosses.
Did you show them or not?
I did.
Looking at it.
Yeah, I already did.
Yeah?
The mask, yeah.
She showed it to guys.
I'll go back. Yeah, right here. Yeah, they saw it. They were like, "Oh my God, poggers."
Okay, this is fancy stuff of masks. It's not ballistic. It's just for cool look. For the cool operator look.
It's all for those airsoft kitties and pistol glitchers.
For bosses, for scav bosses, but we'll have actually one ballistic mask, fully kitted ballistic mask.
Oh,
And
is that the
we will
Chinese?
show
Is that the Chinese one?
Uh,
It's like the Shanghai or Shanghai. It's fucking Taiwanese special forces. It was like the ones from Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
oh no, this is
There's American and EU ones too. There's a few carbon steel ones that are US made.
All right. Well, guys, that's all the leaks for today. I've pretty much shown you guys everything. These will be put out on like the Twitter and official social medias here real soon. You got your exclusive first peeks here. The elusive Nikki leaks. So these will be uploaded soon.
We will send it.
I mean, as far as anything else major, you guys, we talked about the armor penetration, all the armor getting fixed, things like that. Talked about how the value for the health on being shot and blacked out limbs was like 2 times, and you went and changed that. So that's awesome. Thank you, by the way. It's going to be nice to take less damage in a limb that's already blacked out.
I honestly I can't wait for that, because that's going to make armor, especially just chest armor, so much more useful, because like you won't really have to worry about, you know, if you shoot somebody in the leg, you can shoot it so many times where eventually somebody will have so much pain they'll pass out, but we don't have unconscious features in the game yet. But just for a temporary thing, just like not having to worry about getting my legs blown off and me dying very quickly is going to be really nice. And also it's going to make players focus on like, hey, you're going to have to shoot vital shots to kill people. And that's what police and military are trained to do. They're trained to shoot the arms and legs to disarm or disable, shoot the groin especially to disable, you know, demobilize. But if you want to kill somebody, it's 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. That's what all police and military trained to do. That's how you kill somebody. You don't like think, hey, if I shoot this guy in the leg enough, I'll probably kill him. That's not what somebody thinks when they want to kill somebody. They think, I want to shoot him in the chest, in a vital organ, or I'm going to shoot him in the face or the head and kill him. You know, that's what's going through the process of their thought.
I think the thing that I noticed too, based on what he said and what I've seen through the testing videos, is that right now when a limb is blacked out, it takes 2 times damage. So you were actually dying faster getting leg shot than getting shot in your chest at full health.
Yep.
Yes.
Before, it used to be if you took any point of damage to a black limb, you'd immediately die. That's how it used to be.
Yep.
You would literally look at barbed wire. A scab looks at you across the map. You're dead. You die. The people say the game is hard now. Man, y'all had no idea back in the alpha. A lot of you guys did,
I tried it for 5 minutes way back in the alpha technical test.
It was rough.
And I looked at barbed wire and I just died, and I was like, I'm done for a little bit. I'll come back in 4 months.
Yeah. And guys, hideout, it's planned. You guys ask the same questions every podcast. It's coming. There's lots of cool features going to be around it. It's gonna.
Yeah, guys, lots of cool features. The Rec Fair is also coming. It will redesign all the things about the economy. We will initiate the state of like self-balancing state of economy.
Yeah, you got it.
So you understand this? Like we will not be tweak some prices. You will the economy will tweak them by itself. It will be really cool. And also about wipe.
When is the wipe, Nikita? Tell us. Tell us now.
Of course. There are some guys like some persons, yeah, I will not say more about this, but they pretty unbalanced the whole situation in terms of economy by glitching stuff and making not like the things which are not good to a game, to you, the players. Literally it was like some kind of terrorism. And I say it in Reddit also. And we're planning to wipe all of you really hard in the 0.9 patch. Like 0.9 will be the wipe. It will be the wipe this patch. And maybe we will try to make it more softly, more gently. Maybe
we'll get Vaseline this time. That's great.
We will wipe you more gently. Maybe we'll say something.
I want to find this question from the Reddit, because I put a topic there. It was about the wipe, and I can't find it. I'm trying to find it.
I think making it so we don't have to redo the quests after the wipe would kind of be nice.
It had something to do with that. I'm trying to find this question. I read it, and it was a good question. Where is it? It's like one of the highest
So,
upvoted
yeah.
questions.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I'm trying to find it.
Okay, well, Clean finds that.
Yeah,
I
go
have a
ahead.
suggestion for the traders. Instead of buying everything individually, what if like we had a bin like in Stalker where you could just put everything in the bin and then
Planned.
check out? Planned? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I found
Like
it.
a lot of things planned actually. There's a huge 3-tier lists of quality of life improvements. 3. Like they consist of like 50 or even 60 different types of tasks just to make your life better. And it's all about the user experience. And we constantly make something better.
Does that also include increased stash size?
Increased stash size is just a like planned thing, just so it's also quality.
Like players can
improvement.
grind to upgrade their stash.
Yeah, we will add this increased stash sizes in the 0.9 patch, 09 patch. So yeah, it will be. So what's the question?
The question was this about the wipe. I've heard talk about wiping stashes and levels, but leaving trader rep intact. If this is possibly, and if so, will there be a way of refreshing the mid game between full wipes? Or is it possibly that we could see wipes become more stash oriented in general, and we will no longer see a full wipe? Also, do you have any wiper fluid I can trade for?
What can I tell? We are thinking about to make the swipes more gently, as I said before. So right now it's more like linked to actual technical capabilities of a game, like the infrastructure of database, and it all depends on it. So we need to see and understand how's it possible right now.
Or how could it affect
If
the
there
game?
will be, it will be if it will be a possibility, we will wipe not all the like character. We will wipe like everything instead of like quests or reputations. Oh, it's still like a beta, so
I mean, I've
okay.
been through every single wipe. I've been through all of the wipes since the beginning of EFT being public, and like,
It's
don't get me
almost
wrong,
like it's your job.
I like the quests, I really do, but I don't like doing
Guys,
them over 20 times.
You're constantly asking about South American servers. We are working on this question. Stop asking this question. Like we are working on it.
I already sent you some referrals.
Yeah. Oh, again, if you have some kind of providers of hosting company in Brazil or South American servers, send links to Clean, and we will work
Send
something out.
Send it to me on Discord, please. I've already gotten a bunch of suggestions for South America servers. It's not just like, hey, open servers, let's push the button. Done. It takes a little bit longer
Hello,
than that.
is it Brazil? yeah. Could you please run some servers over there? Okay, I will send you money later. Bye.
But don't worry, guys. We're working on it. We're working on it. And hey, I appreciate you guys sending me the suggestions. I really do appreciate it. I'm doing my research on those companies as well, making sure that they're up to quality, of course. So, let's see here. I think we're getting pretty close. Just because this is a very touchy subject right in the community, and I wanted to talk about this. I'm sure a lot of people want to talk about this. Secured containers.
Mm-hmm.
Secure containers.
You guys first. You're the first guys.
Delrith,
I will just listen.
I would like to hear your opinions on the secured containers. And I'm going to say this right now, chat. The secured container will never go away because secured containers are a selling point of a lot of the copies of the game, and we cannot remove this feature. We would get in trouble. So they're not going to go away. Right. So those guys are going to be like, oh, just get rid of them. It's not going to happen. It can't happen.
So Clean and I have talked extensively on this subject, and we ended up coming up with an idea of, so a lot of the problem people have with secure containers are people just running in, using keys or things to open these really high loot, high value containers, and then just dumping all the money, dumping the keys, dumping everything into their containers and not giving a shit if they die. And like Clean said, there's no way to get rid of them because people backed it. That's the whole premise of the EOD edition and a bunch of other things. But one of the ideas I had was, if something is in a container that is locked or in a room that is locked, why not just put a flag server side that says once that is looted because it was in this room or this container, it cannot be put into your container, your gamma, your alpha, or whatever, until it is extracted from the mission. Like a temporary flag where if you go into like the marked room and you get a bunch of stuff from there, none of that stuff in that room can be put into your container until you get out with it. And I think that would fix a lot of the things like cash registers. You open a cash register with a key, you can't put that money in your container. You have to leave the map. And I think a lot of the issues people have would be solved by a simple little server-side flag going, is this looted from a special container? Yes, don't let it be put in a container until it's extracted. And upon extraction, all those flags would be removed.
So I propose the idea that you just be able to use something that... So is it like will be filtered? Like some of the containers you will be able to loot something and save it. Some of it you will not be able to do this. It's just some items or some containers or just everything. Because if it will be like every single stuff you found on a location, if it will not be saved, then what's the point of secured containers?
Oh, yes. So it would be, things that you find randomly generated loot. Like if you're going around, you find a duffel bag, you open the duffel bag, there's like $3,000 in there or something. Okay, yeah, you can put that in there in your container. But if you know there's a room, like a specific cash register or a specific room or a specific locked thing like the Kiba store, anything you get from there cannot be put in the container because that is always a high loot area, always something people farm. And it'll fix a lot of the hatchling problems if you were, to say, okay, you can't go farm all these cash registers. You have to actually leave the map now instead of just, oh, that's all in my container. I'm going to kill myself.
Okay, I got your points.
Anton, how about you, man?
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting idea. It might be a little overkill. The hatchling epidemic is kind of a problem, just running for marked room and shit. Like, there has to be some risk to looting those high tier rooms, like scav patrols or things like that. One thing I thought was like having it take like a certain amount of time to put an item in your gamma, because you're opening a secured container. Maybe it would take you a little time to do that. Have like a little countdown timer for a key or something like that.
Yes. It's also like I have in mind several types of regulation, like procedures for this kind of for this kind of gameplay design thing. The first one, you will have some time to make something, to make some action inside your inventory, like to move something, to open something. You will have to. It will be several like seconds or half a second needed to make something in your inventory, to move the magazine, to open your backpack, to move your backpack, to equip something, de-equip something. Yes, it's the first one. The second one is the key durability and the doors that are closed by electronic locks with the use of the single-use cards. So you will need to actually to find these cards, or buy them, or trade them, and it will be not like this like constant way of gameplay. You're a hatchling, you'll try to go to the marked room, try to find some loot and get out. But you will actually like have the marked key will be like old and rusty one, and you will have like 10 of 15 times. Like you will be able to open it by 10 or 15 times with the key, and after this the key will deplete. It will be destroyed in your hands. And this is the second idea to limit this. And the third one is to have some kind of specific high loot, high value loot that you will not be able to put in the container. It's not like the mandatory thing. Like it's not about the idea that you will have a lot of things that you will not be able to move, like to get with it, to take it out from the location. But I think maybe it will be some kind of really high valued, high unique loot that will have some kind of requisition so like you're not able to put it in the container on some type of container. Maybe I don't know. It's just the idea.
The other option on the thing I suggested is instead of making it like extract based, when you loot it from a container, like if you go, you open a cash register, there's like 30,000 rubles in there. You put it in your inventory, there could be like a timer on it, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, where you have to survive with that for 4 to 5 minutes. Then you can put it in your container. Because right now, a lot of the issue you see people just rushing these things down immediately within like a second, throwing it in their gamma and just not caring anymore. And I think a lot of the thing with Tarkov is, the whole point of surviving, trying to get out, extracting with your loot. If they had like a time limit where you had to keep onto it for 3 to 5 minutes, and then you could put it in your container, it would fix a lot of the problems because you would no longer have these people doing throwaway hatchling runs or anything like that. They'd actually have to survive and go somewhere.
But wouldn't they
the
just
same
like camp in
we
a
have a
corner
chance to
though?
kill people.
Wouldn't they just like camp?
I mean, you'd still have a chance to be found and die. It happens all the time, especially when you're camping.
I have an idea. What if, and I know people are probably going to hate this, but what if you shot someone because when they had the key in their hand and then the key drops on the ground?
I think that'd be punishing as fuck. That would be so.
It would be.
But that would also cause some people. That would be evil, but that would also cause people to like camp fucking doors to get keys. Like wait for somebody to go to marked room, wait for them to lock it, and shoot them right as they open it so they can get the key.
Yeah, but that would make you clear the room out.
That's also true, and also encourage teamwork. It would also encourage teamwork greatly. But that would make people super salty. If I lost my Kibba key, I would be hella mad. I would be so freaking mad.
But it'd be so rewarding too.
It's negotiable. Like, chat, you just calm down. Like it's not like this. Guys say something and I'm just okay. I will be doing this. No, I think that's idea flow is great, and the thing is that the opinion of like the players, it's so important in terms of the game development. So right now we just gather some ideas, we're talking about it, and that's it. We don't do some statements about it. We're just talking, and yeah.
I mean,
the idea to drop your key actually is pretty evil, and I like it.
Yes.
But one of the things I want to talk about are containers right now, and this is gonna involve the touchy subject of the glitchers and the exploiters. Right now, a lot of people feel that if you just remove the ability to place weapons in containers, like vests or pistol containers or whatever inside of a container, that would be the quote-unquote fix for a lot of these exploits. And I'm curious as to what Delrith and Anton, and of course Nikita, I want to know what you guys think about doing something like that to ensure that you make a drastic gameplay change for the entire community that would fix a major issue, but at the same time, it's also punishing the entire community by not being able to put certain items in their container, which honestly kind of sucks. There's two sides to this. Like it does a good thing, but it also does a very bad thing.
First of all, I must say, the idea to get rid of weapons and containers inside of a secured container is a last call measure. So right now we're perfectly fixing all the stuff about glitches. And those glitches, like right now, oh yeah, you tell me.
Yeah, sub to me, I'll give you more glitches.
We're fixing them perfectly. You can show your opinion up in your beautiful ass.
Beautiful.
So glitchers.
With the Vaseline.
Yes.
With Vaseline.
The gold star, he's gonna feel the sensation.
Don't forget. So, and I think it will be all right. We'll fix all of them eventually, and it will be all right. And the idea to have some kind of safe haven inside of your inventory where you can put all you want, like in all different ways, the containers, the vests, like the rigs, and it's a good idea to have some kind of magic container. Don't forget, it's conventionality. It's a conventionality, like it's a magic, like it's unrealistic thing, but we need to have it to ensure at least something funny in the game, something like enjoyable, and we need to protect this and save it. The idea of safe containers. So we will be like on this kind of position to it. Like we want to save it, so we want to for you guys to have this safe spot, safe haven, safe type of container to save the stuff you found, and yeah.
Banlish, he was asking a question about a dog tag, like chainlet or container, kind of like similar to a docs case or something. I know that's planned. Don't know how soon. I just wanted to get to your question, man. So, guys, we're actually getting to the end point of the podcast here. We're going to be wrapping up with just a Q&A section with Nikita. I'm going to be asking him some questions from the Reddit. Delrith, hold just 1 second. Also, we're going to do our Russian question portion as well. So once that happens, you guys can feel free to leave. That's pretty much the end of the podcast. For a lot of you English speakers, for those of you guys who are Russians, be sure to stick around. Delrith, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
You asked my opinion on the glitching thing. And
Yeah.
I'm right there with Nikita. Never, ever, 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 ever punish the majority of your player base for the actions of a few idiots.
Yes.
Like, never do that. And honestly, you just make the punishment so severe that it deters that, or finding new ways to do that. Like, I don't think it's unreasonable if someone goes and glitches a bunch of times that you find that person and you permanently get rid of them from ever playing again. Just get rid of them.
Or just wipe their account.
Yeah, wipe their account or ban their account or whatever. Because, if it's getting bad enough where you have to punish the majority over the minority, just get rid of the people that are doing it. Just get rid of the problem. Make people know that if you do this a few times, you're gone. You're just gone. You're not wanted.
Yeah, wipe and a 3-day ban would be nice.
I think a perm ban would be a little bit too much, because a glitch is not intended to be in the game. That's something that is just it's just a bug. That's what that is. It's a bug. I think temp bans, though, for glitchers would definitely deter people from even doing it in the first place, because if somebody gets caught glitching, a temp ban for a week or two, I think that would be enough to scare people. Or even an account wipe would just scare the community enough to not want to do that. I mean, yeah, you could go ahead and show people how to do it, but then the entire community that are trying to do these exploits could catch a temp ban, and I think that would be something that's fair. It's really just making it like, if they're scared to not even do it in the first place, it's not an issue.
I think a lot of MMOs take this approach where, you do it once or twice just to see how it works to do it. It's like, okay, yeah, shame on you, whatever.
Right.
But if you go so far as to know, this is definitely something that's not intended, I'm going to abuse it thousands of times. There's a lot of clauses in a lot of games where it's just like, if you do that, you're smart enough to figure it out. It's wrong. You are responsible and you get banned for it.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a matter of severity. Like, if someone goes and dupes like 100 million guns or something ridiculous,
right?
Yeah, that person should be banned. They're doing that on purpose. But someone does it once or twice just to see if it works, there's a different case. And I think it's like a case-to-case basis, but never punish the majority for what a few people do.
Anton, how do you feel?
I agree. You shouldn't punish people, because there's a lot of people who purposely don't glitch because they want to play legit, and that would suck to punish them. I mean, the glitchers, they glitch, the only thing is you can't loot them, right? It's not, it sucks, but to punish everyone else would be a little gnarly. I think temp bans would be the best system.
I just want to add, guys, all of you viewers, the players of a game of EFT, we are the power, actually, and these actions, these deeds are against us. It's not about the production. It's not about me. It's about our philosophy, our way of life. For those who like the game, for those who want the game to succeed, to have some strong position in the world of modern FPSs, like hardcore games. And if you want to protect all of this, as I want and as every single team member wants, you could do the thing also. You can take some action against it. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying anything, but you can perfectly show your position against this, and it really helps. Remember thing that when there was some cheater who streamed cheats on his stream on Twitch, and we got banned, his account banned in the seconds, in the minutes, all because of you. Not about some legal stuff. It's all about your feeling, about your your dedication, and we all can do our life better in terms of to have the game clear away from this kind of characters, and most of all, they will not bother me, production team, the dev team, and it will not like shift or ruin some deadlines in terms of like sporadic like stuff going on. So yeah, you understand what I'm talking about. So it's we all together we can do like, things. You can help us. We are helping you. So yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into our question portion. And for a lot of you guys who are in the chat, you guys got a lot of questions. I don't usually like taking a lot of questions from chat because you guys move real fast. So today I made actually a topic on Reddit just for future references. I'm going to keep doing this for the next podcast. I'll make a topic on Reddit probably like 6 hours before the podcast, or even longer than that, for you guys to put your questions there, and you guys can upvote whatever questions you would like asked. So we're just going to kind of go through some of these. Let's see. I would like to know how often the servers are restarted or on a somewhat regular basis. Not that when a server ends, but when all servers are completely taken down, reset, and then brought back up. How often does that happen?
The system is about they constantly being restarted after the game, after the raid ends. So it's enough. Like they are like restarting the whole application, and actually there is no need to restart the server like the not hard reset, like a restart of actual the machine. We designed it that way to have this high amount of man, it's a hard word, I need to translate it. Just a second. Музычка играет такая. Тин-тин-тин-тин-тин-тин. You guys think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. Fault tolerance. Oh, great. Fault tolerance. So we do this to ensure the high level of fault tolerance. Because every single time when I try to restart the actual machine, it's not good. It's not good for it. So that's it. That's it about the question.
Okay. Let me go through here. What are Nikita's thoughts on the implementation of the story, plot, moving to the game and beyond, completing tasks, and collecting gear? Will we get RPG elements that will add the ability for replayability of the game?
Replayability. Right now, EFT is all about replayability. But if you're talking about some single player-ish experience to replay it once again, I don't know. Like, it's really hard to tell. Because, yeah, of course, there will be a lot of things linked to a plot, linked to a universe, like a lot of story-driven stuff. And maybe this question about some non-linear type of like progression or something, or quest completion, I don't know. We don't have such kind of like resources to make like this. Maybe I understood it incorrectly, but I don't know. Right now we're focused on actual based gameplay, based feature, some advanced features, some questing system, and overall the gameplay mode called Escape from Tarkov. Like you can completing the raids and get out from Tarkov, and this is it right now. But also there will be arenas and stuff. So it's all like all-in-one solutions to have this replayability. You will be able to replay the arena like for a long time, the rating system and stuff. So I don't know. The replayability are in the game right now already. But I think the guy who asked this question was about something else. Maybe. I don't
Possibly.
know. Next question.
Are there any plans to fixing and adjusting the sound on certain maps in the near future?
What sound is about? Like
I would say
sound position.
I would say sound positioning. Like, say for example,
Sound position.
Like on interchange, you can hear people walking and talking
Yeah,
through like 2 feet
yeah.
of concrete and stuff.
This stuff is planned. Yes.
Is there a possibility that we could remove the scab timers and make them cost money to hire them instead, and have them potentially even do tasks for the player? So like, you know,
Maybe.
you need to find these documents, and instead of going as a PMC, you can do it as your scav.
We have some ideas, some designs for make scav gameplay more interesting, but it also linked to scav bosses. So we need to hold on and wait for scav bosses, and you will see how it will go. So there will be really cool scav bosses, actually.
Okay.
I have a note actually about the scavs. Like on factory, I think it would be a good idea if the scavs didn't spawn in right at the beginning of the raid, because at the moment you can actually spawn in front of a scav.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I will note this.
Yeah, and I remember in like a dev blog, it was like cinematic, of course, but you guys like sounded an alarm, and then the scavs came in and like tried to kill all the
Yeah,
PMCs.
that was cool.
This is
That
the
was
idea.
cool.
That was cool.
This is the event system. We're like we had a lot of things on this event system right now, but we need to make more locations and more types of exits. For example, the upcoming the lab location will have unique types of exits. Like you will see.
Ooh.
Like unique types. It's not like the typical you'll stand in and the extraction timer is running out. It will be more like dynamic, more interesting.
Cool. People are saying that there's some issues with the EU servers of some kind, like they're all dead or something. I don't.
You mean in the like in the server browser thing in the launcher?
Yeah, it says like timed out.
It's okay. It's just shown over there. They are all right. They are working.
Okay.
It's just something with the ping stuff between your client and the servers. The servers is all right. Like you even if they are not selected or something, you will be. If you're not selecting them, that is like in the auto mode, you will like utilize them. It's like it's not like they're dead. They are all right.
Okay. One more question before we get to the Russian questions. Are there any plans to expand the melee system in EFT to maybe have more in-depth like combat when it comes just to melee in general?
This is a long-term plans, like add more weapons, and for example, we will have the M1 tactical sword, like the big one. And we thought about we thought about adding some collisions on the blades, so you will like when you touch the other guy's
player,
blade, it sounds not so cool as I thought. When you touch some guy's blade with your blade, it will pour up the sparks, like some like the medieval stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy, guys. It's just an idea. Maybe it will be, but maybe it won't. So,
those of you guys asking about vests and comtacts not being in the containers, it's actually a bug that they can't be placed in item containers. I think it'll get fixed real soon. Nick should know about it. If not, I just reminded him. But
again, please.
Vests and comtacts cannot be put in item cases.
Yes, it's a bug. Yes.
I have a question about this comtact thing. So, like, if you're wearing a 6B helmet, you can just put on comtacts or swordons to kind of counter that sound reduction. I think if you can put headphones on a helmet, then you shouldn't have that sound reduction. And if you don't have them on.
I was gonna say like the 6B, the ops core, that shouldn't really affect the audio much at all.
You know, it's not true actually, because I forgot they have a swordons actually. They have a mics over there, and the helmet still occludes them. So it's still some kind of sound occlusion.
Okay. I just didn't like it because I hate the sound of headphones, but then I just have to deal with the reduction, you know? Whereas people with swordons, they're just hearing everything.
Okay. One last question.
So,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I actually have a pair right here. There's microphones right on the side of them. And when you put a helmet on them, it actually messes with the microphone. I know exactly what he's talking about. It's a total thing.
Realism chat.
When you have like swordons or comtacts in this case, they have to have an unobstructed line to the microphone or you can't hear shit.
Yeah, guys, I like some of you talking about the EU server is not all right. about this. Report this, please. If you're experiencing some kind of lags and desync, some kind of on the server, you just send a report, because when you send a report, we will have all the information to the server you played when you send this report. So it will be really helpful. So if you have any kind of problem with the game, don't yell at me, please. Just send it through through the bug reporter. Okay, what's next?
I'm just showing them how to make a bug report real quick. It's very simple, guys. Just do it through the launcher. It's very easy. Really not that hard. Use the launcher. The feature's there for a reason. We need you guys to make bug reports. Attach your log files to them, please.
They do respond to them too.
Yes, we do. And for those who are thinking that the support is a garbage, BSG is a garbage, they're unsupportive pieces of shit. It's not, because there's lots of message going on. We have 20 or 30 members or even more, like active members of support team all around the world. And you said, it's not enough. Maybe, but we're not EA. Like, we're not Bethesda. I don't know how to say it in English. Bethesda. And we are pretty small, and we're pretty independent right now. And don't need to be so hard.
Nikita, just blame me and blame me and just fire me. It's all my it's my fault. It's my fault. There's
fire clean.
It's my fault the hacks are in. There's my fault the glitches are in. Just gotta fire me.
I think this is a
perfect
idea
this all goes away.
for a print on the t-shirt. Fire clean. Okay.
All right.
What's next?
We're actually getting really close to the end. Delrith, go ahead.
I mean, as far as your guys' support goes, you're a lot better than a lot of the bigger companies, which says a lot. I mean, if you want to talk about big companies, there's this time where a certain SimCity game came out and the game didn't work for a whole week. This is like multi-million dollars, but you actually fixed things really quick, and I think people just give you too much crap for it.
Yeah, for me, it's all the experience that I didn't have. It's all new. Like, I'm working like for 10 years, but it's not enough, because every day I find something new, like in a community management, damage control thing. Also, lots of bad guys roaming around, lots of haters, and it's a pretty stressful conditions for us to work. But when it comes to work, actually, we are looking on the good results. We are foreseeing them and looking for your reactions, and you guys giving us this fuel to go on. Don't forget this. You're great, and this is it. We are all about your feelings, and we're constantly thinking about it. And when it comes to some kind of issues, some kind of bad things going on, it's really stressful for us. And when something just pops out like constantly about like something bad is going on in the game, it not helping at all. Really, it not helps. And all we need in this time, in this periods, like, we need just more information, more cooperation, more like it's not about some like praises. It's not about some like calming down thing. How to say it? Calming things. Like, we need to get a grip.
Get a grip, Doc.
Yes. All we needed this. Like, man, we needed to make this. We need to fix it. Okay, that's enough. Next question.
We're actually pretty much done, man. We're almost 2 hours here in the cast. Do you want to answer the questions from the Russian community, or?
I just do not point the gun in the camera. I think there's to say something more about his concerns. Yes?
Go ahead.
Do you have some questions maybe about something specific?
Me?
No, Anton.
Oh.
Yeah.
Questions about something.
Get your input, man. You haven't talked that much this podcast.
Oh, I don't know what. What question?
Do you have a list of questions? Are we done?
I do. I have one question, and it's the Sniper 7 quest. I think reworking that reward, because it doesn't really make sense that you get M4 ammo for sniping a lot. Maybe like when you guys introduce more snipers, like a 338 Lapua or something, that would be the reward instead of the ammo. I don't know.
What could be cool too is maybe you unlock like a cool barter reward, like a custom SV98 with a sniper scope and a suppressor on it that you can get for like a barter item or something. Like it would be like a cat.
Yeah, I think.
But you have to do the quest. You got to do the quest.
If it will be more, when it will be more content, sniper content like Remington M700, and with lots of customization parts, like 7 types of chases on it. Like you will be able to make the Remington of your dream, like a Glock of your dream, and the Glocks like is just for the record, I think. We implemented Glocks just so you saw the Glocks in the EFT, they're pretty cool, and that's it.
Pretty cool, man.
So so when it comes to more sniper content, we will change this to something more specific.
Speaking of the snipers too, mainly kind of going off topic slightly. The sensitivity of scopes is something that was actually asked a lot in the chat right now and also in the Reddit post. Is this something that can be looked into? Because players are noticing that when they ADS with a magnified scope, the sensitivity of the scope is just like, it's like skipping pixels. It's not really a smooth transition when you're looking around, and it just like you move your mouse a little bit and it moves the scope a lot. Is there a possibility that there could be some kind of sensitivity slider for scopes specifically, or something along that line? Because I know there's a lot of people who have been asking this.
We will work something out on this. So it's not just simple. We can't have a ton of sliders. But actually we have a setting, like you can set the specific sensitivity to a specific item, to a specific scope in your inventory. Maybe it's a good idea actually. Like you can change a reticle, and it will be saved in this item.
I see.
So yeah.
I think speaking of scopes, adding like an 8-time sniper scope would be really nice.
Please.
Yeah.
Like even like one of the adjustable scopes. It's like it's like a 12 to 24. Just leave it at a 12 or something. That would be awesome. That would be a dream.
Yeah, guys. Also, manual bolting. Yeah, it will be the game. The sniping thing will be advanced. Also, with the come up of a location big enough to snipe.
No, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So. You see the point of development. We just do things for nothing. We try to make them for something. Like we make some functionality, and we want to like enrich it with the content, enrich it with the other functionality, like side functionality. So yeah, it's all about this kind of development. It's not like just a plan or something. We constantly shift, move, change something to make sure that like it will be great. For example, the SKS modification parts, we wanted to add them with the clip loading system actually, and like this just for example, like some of the points are getting other points altogether. We need to make something to add something. Like it's not just about some single feature. Many parts are linked all together in this. Yeah.
Nikita, they want you to know that you should not add more stuff to the game before you fix the desyncs.
Okay, guys. Okay, yeah. I will send this message to them and just write down that. Forget about stuff, you're lazy pieces of. Okay. So yeah, it's not impossible, guys, and we have different departments. They have their plans and they're working on different stuff, and there is a really hard to solve issues. Really hard to solve. Like this spontaneous desyncs, for example, it's really hard to catch. Or armor. How to say it properly? Armor bag.
Out of a bug. The invisible armor.
You're perfect in English. How to say armor bag?
Armor bug.
armor bug. Damn it. So It's unpredictable. We just can't foresee it. We don't have a exact
Replication.
replication of it. Yeah. And
if you guys can replicate this bug and like what causes the armor bug, like please fill out some bug reports on that. Like, cause like the only two things that I've been able to find out is that when you pick something off, like armor off the ground, it doesn't apply weight to your character, and sometimes or something. I don't. It's the only really thing that I found is that sometimes you pick it off the ground.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's not about that we're lazy or something, guys. We're not lazy at all. Some of us are lazy, but they got beaten to death every time. So
the gulag with you.
I will send it to a gulag, you piece of shit. That's not like you. We're trying to. God, damn it! I need to get. We need to work on the no fear principle.
No fear. No fear.
Gentle vibes. Extreme penetrators. No fear. And this is it. So I'm stopped breaking doors, actually.
Nikita, I have another great question for you from the same guy who said stop the development and work on the desyncs. He says, why does Factory have better FPS than the other maps? That wasn't supposed to be a serious question. Come on, dude.
I will not answer.
Dude, come on, get some better questions, bro. That's pretty self-explanatory. It's a smaller map. It has less physical colliders than any other map. What do you think?
When are we gonna get pistol bayonets? All right.
Pistol bayonets.
Pistol bayonets. All right.
So yes, it's like.
Speaking of bayonets,
exactly.
What about the gun shit going in the air when you get too close to someone, like with the rifle? That is so annoying.
Oh,
gun.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm getting close to somebody.
Like, can it please go under your armpit or something? I don't know.
What happens every time?
I think this podcast is the funniest podcast so far. I discovered that there is a thing you can attach it to this rail. It's called damn, how it's called? It's like a blocker thing to point blank shooting. Like some kind of thingy that blocks, that disallows to jam your barrel.
Well, Nikita, one thing I do want to say though that you could do with a pistol, IRL, when somebody gets close, you don't bring the pistol closer to your eye because that'll hit you in the face.
I know, but we need. I know, yeah, yes. So, there's also some kind of meat grinders here, so you could smash something. Yes, I think we will add this later.
Are we all comparing sizes of handguns right now?
Yeah. Show them.
Let's see. He's gonna bring out a Desert Eagle. I called it. I fucking called it. Fucking
it's
Desert
not even
Eagle.
Gold though.
No,
it's actually a new one. It's a lightweighted version.
I fucking called it, dude.
Well, you guys got your little 9mm, and I was like, well,
I got a little 9mm. It's a airsoft gun. It's not real. You have a real guns, actually. I don't have one. It's illegal.
No, it's airsoft. Totally.
Airsoft. This one too. Like I'm play with toys. So yeah.
Okay, I think we're at 2 hours now. I think we should probably wrap it up.
I'm all right.
You're okay?
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
Good.
All right, man. All right. Yeah, well, we can keep talking and bullshit. This has actually been a really fun podcast, guys. I've been actually having a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. So, we got some good information out there.
Let's just slide into the casual hour now.
The casual
hour. Chat. You guys are asking where my gun is. I'm holding an M16 in my hands. If you can't see,
he's holding it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, his camera
right here. There.
I'm to your right, Clean. You're pointing the wrong way.
I know. My camera's all flipped around. Mirrored.
Saw somebody in chat. Someone in chat said Battlefield 5 is going to have katanas. When does Tarkov plan on adding a katana?
Guys, we will have a tactical sword.
But it's not a katana, Nikita.
Not a katana, exactly.
It's not weeb enough. If I'm not Samurai Champloo, it's not good enough.
Are you ready, guys? There will be some major leak, right? Major leak. It's not about oh, you came back home and you have, oh shit, it's a leak over here. It's not this. This weapon will be as a melee weapon. It will be just for EOD owners, and this is the.
God, you're such a troll. He's such a troll.
You see, the 4 point like.
Oh my
quadruple damage.
I've heard of it.
Tactical bit scratches, man.
That's crazy.
Oh my goodness, dude.
That was joke, guys. You will be asking for it. I know. It is
Nikita, you're gonna have to add it to the game now. You got to add it as a rare barter item or melee weapon. It has to happen now.
Nikita's back scratcher. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I think we got sidetracked earlier when I asked, but what about the rifles getting stuck in the air when you get close to someone? Is there a plan for that?
Well, I hope
air.
you can smack him with the muzzle check.
Like when you get close, the gun just points straight up in the air.
Yes. The clean showed it.
It's so annoying.
Scav, me.
Okay, show it again.
I just want to point out Clean's wearing short shorts. That's great.
He looks cute though.
He's rocking them boy band short shorts.
Yeah. We're talking about your shirts, actually.
Oh, my hatchling shirt?
Shirts. No.
We were talking about how you're wearing short shorts.
Shorts.
Hey, these are comfortable summer shorts, all right?
Okay. We don't have summer in Russia, right?
There's always winter.
Okay. Yes, I think it's not cool thing that your weapon like points at the ceiling. Maybe we'll do some kind of animation, like you can blast with your muzzle break.
That'll be
Push
awesome.
him away.
Yeah.
Just drop kick him with the boot.
I tried to explain this thingy, like the meat grinder thing. Like you can smash windows.
Yeah. It's a breaching break.
Breaching charge?
No.
It's
It's like a muzzle break that also acts as like a breaching tool. Like you fucking jam it in a door. It has like spikes on the front of it.
So, are you talking about
a breach comp?
choke?
Yeah, breach choke, breach comp.
It's breaching choke, and there's two types. There's the rigid and there's the stiletto ones. And stilettos look like little knives on the end of the choke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe we will add this, and you will have not to do like this, but you actually like
jab him.
Yeah.
Get back.
We'll see about this.
It will no longer.
I kind of had an idea related to breaching, like what, because you're talking about key cards. What if you could buy like a breaching charge for like 50 to 100k, and that room has a chance to spawn 400k in gear, maybe less than 50k, so it's like a gamble for buying the charge. I think that would be better than a key card.
About breaching charge, if you saw, we working not right now, but we modeled some mines, different types of landmines. Also, this Claymore looked thing
the anti-personnel mine.
Yeah, so it has actual the detonator, wire-based detonator, so you will be able to place it like a breaching charge and blow something up. So
that's awesome.
This is the different like type of gameplay, the whole design like area that we need to conclude, and I think we will come to something.
So you were talking about one of these things, right, Nikita?
Some kind.
Yeah,
and also that looks like a meat grinder. Like,
isn't that sick? Yeah,
flat.
this is a breaching choke, Clean.
Is that a butt plug for the pistol glitchers?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, just all the way up in there. It's already lubricated, you know.
It's not a gentle clean. It's
no
please,
lube for glitchers.
No fear develop. Clean. It's not gentle.
I see someone typing at me in chat a lot. They're saying keep weapon mastery through the player wipe. They've said it like 20 times.
Keep weapon mastery through Chotam. What?
Like allow when a wipe happens, like you still he still has
I see. Yeah. Maybe we will select something to say, but I don't know. It's all depends of like the internal technical things. Like for example, we just can't save like the stash because we will expand it. We need to wipe the stash to expand it. Or maybe we can actually save it. Okay, we'll see. That's another thing.
And speaking of weapon mastery, I kind of had the idea for instead of like M995 being linked to sniper, maybe you have to get level 3 with the M4, and then you get M995. Or level 3 with the AK, and then you get BS ammo. I think that would be cool.
Okay. Clean.
Yes.
Clean.
Yes.
You should talk with Antonn more. He's a nice guy.
Of course, he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I talk with him all the
Yeah,
time. He has a lot of really great ideas. I actually have him and Smoke actually writing down a lot of ideas to present to you in the future, off podcast. It's because when suggestions are made, chat gets very upset when they don't like something. Oh my god.
I have a question for Delrith.
Hey, what's up, dude?
What is your main concern of the game right now? The biggest.
My biggest concern with the game, netcode. Like, as somebody that did competitive stuff for the longest time, man, the difference between having half a second of latency and like a quarter of a second is amazingly huge, and it's like game-breaking levels of different. When you're dealing with a game where the time to kill is like a millisecond. So honestly, like the FPS is probably second, but without a doubt right now, the desync in the netcode is like the biggest thing, because dying before someone even shows up on your screen is just not a satisfying feeling. And I think that's a lot of what I see is just, make it, maybe add a delay for everyone. Who knows how to fix it? It's super complicated, and I don't know shit, and I'm just not. But that is the biggest complaint that I have right now.
Okay, I see. All I can say that, and because the idea that eventually we will have arena, a competitive game mode, and we will have to have this low latency servers. We must make it better, and this is our goal for us, and I think we will achieve it eventually. But it's not so fast as we intended.
Well,
this is intended so.
The thing is, and everybody in chat needs to know this, and it's why I'm not saying it's like push it, do it now. Net coders are some of the highest paid coders in the industry. I think they are the highest paid, because doing netcode and getting good netcode is massively expensive, massively complicated, and to make it fit game to game is not something that's easily done in any short period of time. Like it is an incredibly
Battlefield 4
system.
released with some of the worst netcode out there, and it took them about a year to fix it after the game was released.
And BF3
and Battlefield 3, and that's AAA. That's DICE, dude. They got like 300 plus employees and probably like literally a whole department of network programmers to work on that shit. So it's a massive project. It's not easy.
Yeah, no, it's not uncommon to see netcoders making 300-400 in big companies. Like it's insane their pay grade for like the actual main primary coders of it, because once you get a system like that, it's worth so much money. Just being able to have that over everybody else is something that sells very well.
Yeah, I totally agree with it. Like, it's not an excuse actually that somebody is also getting in trouble with the netcode and programming the netcode. We totally understand this. We made a huge improvement actually, and about this. Like, there was like totally unplayable things, and right now it's playable some kind of, and it's not the finish. It's not like the end game stuff. Like, we will increase it, we will make it better, and I can promise you this. We can promise you this. Clean can promise you this, and
You can also fire me too. I'm
this.
okay with that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, my number one concern. Could you fire Clean? That's my number one concern.
He doesn't represent us well enough.
Yeah. So, do we have some questions left, or more questions?
The tick rate on the servers, is that 60 for the servers that EFT run on, or is it 30 or 60?
I think it's around 16. Yes, I think maybe I don't know, maybe it's 55 or 50 or 52 or 54.
So 50 plus 50. They'll just say 50 average.
Yes, I think so. I can't be mistaken, but I must say.
Mistaken? No, that's right.
Yeah.
That was correct.
And
No.
maybe it's 60, maybe even more. I don't know, but it's not 30. I think.
Guys, they would never switch to a
30,
new engine.
30 would be obvious. It's definitely not 30. Yeah, I'd say it's 60 feels about right. If it was like 100, you'd be able to tell. But that's expensive.
Yeah.
Going on 100 tick service is really expensive.
You can let me open up a 120 tick rate server. I'll pay for it.
Wouldn't a higher tick rate server also like make the game harder to run? Is that true?
I have no idea.
So actually opposite of that, a lot of cases. A lot of the time, server FPS and server tick rate will drastically impact your FPS in a negative fashion. Lower on server generally means lower for you. Higher tick rate would run better most of the time. It depends on the engine, but that's mostly the case.
Can BSG reopen the store to purchase EFT Contract Wars merch? That's actually something we're working on right now. TM, it has to, we want it on our own website, our own platform. We're actually in the process of talking with different clothing like companies who like make custom shirts. So hopefully this year you guys will get some EFT merch, likely by Christmas, most likely. But we'll see. No promises.
Yep.
When are we getting the pineapple shirt?
What?
It's
the clean
pineapple helmet.
Oh, no, we need the clean pineapple shirt. He did the best he's ever done in Tarkov wearing that shirt.
I see a lot of people asking about the arena mode. If you want to talk about that, I'm kind of curious about it myself. Like, what is it going to be exactly?
I can talk much about this, but the design is like ready. This will be like a competitive game mode with different kinds of game modes and ratings and stuff, and it will be more like the Stalker arena, like duels, like PvE, some kind of stuff, and it will be look like some kind of very powerful scavengers took like the control and created this kind of coliseum, like this kind of arena for those who wants to make some money and make some fame, and it's all about this. It's like a realistic approach to recreate the actual arenas in such kind of environment and the background. It's not like some fantastic stuff, but it's more like something that could be done in
Terradome.
Like
you go to the Thunderdome.
The Terradome. You call it the Terradome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that in chat. That's a good idea. I like that. The Terradome.
I saw Breakadome.
The Breakadome.
The Breakadome.
Breakadome. Короче, ребята, maybe we should switch to Russian questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe.
Yeah, please do. The Russian community is waiting and ready. And
so
then...
I will briefly answer the Russian community questions, and if there will be some interesting points to discuss, I will say it in English and we'll discuss it. So don't get how to say to people that please don't go. Please
don't really hard at the Russian.
Okay. And yeah, and okay. So
go ahead.
Questions.
Continue, Nikita. Go ahead.
Where is the questions? Okay, there's lots of questions actually. Дорогие друзья, товарищи, кто нас смотрит, начинается гигити парт, и, тяжело переключаться опять на русский язык. И есть у меня немножечко вопросов разных, которые я быстренько отвечу. Так, значит, планируется ли вайп в ближайшее время? Рассматривается возможность исключительного вайпа без сброса прогресса квестов, отношений с торговцами и скиллов. Я уже про это все сегодня сказал, да, планируется вайп 0.9 версии. Какой он будет, полный или не полный, мы еще решаем. Второй вопрос, будет ли расширена локация лес? Сейчас она самая менее посещаемая, разве что из-за квестов. Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What do you think about the expansion of Woods location?
Yes, I was actually just thinking about that the other day. I would love to see Woods be pushed out like more what is it, the south side, like where here's the lake right here, this is the lake, like the back side where the car extract is. I would like to see that just opened up a ton. I would just like to see Woods be one of the biggest maps, and possibly even add like a dormitory area, like kind of like similar to dorms, just like another like urban location somewhere on that map.
Yeah,
with some,
I was about to say add more buildings.
Yes,
add a lot more loot.
Please. And customs too.
Okay.
And customs. Oh my god.
Okay. I think we will do something about it. Поехали дальше. Будут ли как-то настраивать стрельбу диких? Так как в некоторых моментах их точность и прыть доходит до абсурда. Да, мы будем переделать диких всех нахрен вообще полностью. Divide my cheeks. Можно ли будет опускать оружие в походный режим и брать его на изготовку, когда готов к бою? Да, это будет называться low ready stance, и оно будет в игре. Когда он держит оружие... Блин, у меня нет длинного оружия. Но вот так он типа... Клин, could you show us the low ready stance?
Шаг барыгам, а потом по бабам.
Yes, I can. Low ready?
Yes.
With a rifle or a pistol?
With a rifle.
Low ready.
Yes. Вот так вот будет примерно low ready stance. Да. Thank you very much, Clint. Thank you very much. Планируется ли добавить механику смешивания боеприпасов одного калибра? В схроне еще можно зарядить магазин до полного патрона. Тра-ля-ля-ля-ля. Хотелось бы перетаскивание одного из типа боеприпасов на другой и получение двух смешанных, где они будут один. Короче, и будет специальная система для заряжания магазина в том паттернах, которых вы желаете. Хотите там последние 5 трассеров, или трассер через 1, или трассер через 3, будет такая система. Какие виды гранат еще запланированы? Будут ли коктейли Молотова? Oh, guys, about the grenades. This new patch, 0.9 patch, we will have over there the smoke grenades and the flashbang grenades.
Yeah. Sweet.
Fantastic.
And of course, that's why, because we want to make all this realistic, it all takes time.
It takes time. Just like the animations.
We want to recreate the actual, like, there's a thing on the eye, like on the matrix, on the matrix, like some kind of, man, I don't know how to say it in English, so let's say it in Russian. Короче, в общем, на глазу есть какие-то колбочки, когда что-то яркое происходит, они начинают выгорать и как бы умирать. Из-за этого, когда тебе слепануло очень сильно, очень долго у тебя пятно такое, которое восстанавливается постепенно. И мы хотим такую хрень тоже сделать, что типа, если тебя слепануло, это не как контре будет, такой, появился второй экран, там, скриншот, и ты дальше пошел такой. Нет, мы хотим сделать именно эффект, что ты реально можешь там ослепнуть. Но не на год, конечно, реально в игрового времени, ну так, прилично. И оно будет выражено в этих выгоревших частях на глазу. Clint will translate it. He's perfect in Russian.
Hold on.
Какие виды гранат Будет ли бессознанка отталкивание трупов раненых товарищей бессознанки? Это запланировано, так называемый анимационный рэгдолл, который нам нужно делать. Пока я ничего сказать по нему не могу. Мы хотим сделать много всего. На самом деле, вопросы, которые мне писали пацаны, и которые меня сейчас слушают, давайте в следующий раз немножечко, я не хочу отвечать на одно и то же постоянно. Я уже на это 1000 раз отвечал. Планируется переработка системы повреждения персонажа. Сейчас можно жить с полностью уничтоженным организмом, но при этом можно умереть от попадания в ногу или достаточно быстро задохнуть от кровотока руки. Система повреждений несколько странная, можно упасть с 20 метров и не умереть. Короче, да, ребята, все это мы будем допиливать. Например, в следующем патче мы увеличим дамаг при падении. So the next patch also will include the thing if we will try to step down from a roof of a resort, you will
Die?
most probably die, yes, because this kind of parkour we don't like.
Well, if you have like 50 pounds of gear and you fall off a roof, that's a lot of weight hitting the ground.
You can't die from fall damage at the moment.
Nope.
It's impossible.
We'll fix this. Короче, да, мы будем это все менять более реалистично. Я примерно сегодня тоже говорил про некоторые аспекты. Хотелось бы внимание разработчиков на оружейные моды. Многие из них требуют реакции, как имеют откровенно проигрышные статы при высокой цене. Например, в игре масса ДТК и прикладов, которые всем хуже стоковых, при этом, что стоит разы больше. Вот буквально вчера я много чего поправил, надо смотреть. В плане прикладов я там сбалансировал немного, надо посмотреть. Как работает мина, расскажите подробнее. Пока нету точной информации, как они будут работать, мы думаем, как минимум они будут работать как в жизни. Можно поставить их где-нибудь там. Не знаю, можно ли будет их прикапывать, я думаю, скорее всего, нет. Посмотрим, на самом деле, я не знаю точно, как они будут. Будет ли эффект от надетых очков? Если надел желтыми линзами, желтый фильтр, если он защитный, то можно смотреть на солнце. Да, это планируется. Можно ли добавить на колесо диалогов дополнительные команды для кооперации с другими игроками, чтобы издалека крикнуть о кооперации? Может быть, посмотрим. Что у нас нет такого крикнуть. У нас как-то достаточно близко это все. Эй, что ты у меня в Google Доке тут делаешь? У меня что-то начало все двигаться.
Да.
Хотелось бы подробно узнать по таблице боеприпасов. Расскажите подробно, что за что отвечает. Очень важно для игроков, которые много играют Тарков. Значит, значение по таблице боеприпасов. I think it's also could be discussable right now.
Okay.
The question was about the actual ammo parameters in that official ammo chart. So the guys want to know what's it's all about. But I don't want to talk about it right now because
we've already talked about ammo a lot.
Yeah, it's like a bit complicated, and there is like we added new parameter called. I don't even have an open tab with this. Called armor damage ratio or something. Like some kind of ammunition will have more damage to armor vest. Some of them not. So it all depends on ammunition, and you can actually find the armor breaker kind of rounds if you want to.
Extreme penetrator.
Extreme penetrator. Guys, ребята, в общем, я не хочу что говорить про это. Это очень долго. Давайте как-нибудь в следующий раз, там, я не знаю, или там. Потому что это, там на самом деле примерно все понятно. Там в самом документе там расписаны различные параметры и что они означают. Если все равно не понимаете, не знаю, давайте там на форуме общаться. Я даже, может, приду, там, пообщаемся с вами. Скорее всего. Ждать ли в ближайшее время поддержку ультравайд мониторов? В игре на таком мониторе играть никак. Да, мы займемся этим вопросом. Давайте еще выберу сейчас 2 каких-нибудь вопроса, потому что их реально много. Подряд, наверное, возьмем. Будет ли в игре зависимость поверхности, по которой мы бегаем, и выносливости? Как по мне, бегать проще по асфальту, нежели по пересечению. Блин, это хорошая идея! Пацан, неизвестный пацан. So there is a pretty good idea. You should know about it. The unknown guy proposed that to have actual dependence with the surfaces. Like if you run on a like the solid ground, you will have less stamina
drain.
Yes, and for example, if it's like the wood, the forest, like grass or something.
Yeah, like a more natural footing as like rolls and shit.
I think this is a pretty good idea.
It's interesting. I personally would honestly rather see a system not based off of the material, but just based off of over player weight. I'd like to see your weight, have to be a certain threshold. So it's like if you have at least this amount of weight, you'll drain this much stamina. If you go over that threshold, so basically the more gear you have, you could potentially say if you have the Altland and the Fort armor and the M2 rig, 2 guns on your back, and then a bunch of guns in your backpack, just walking would drain your stamina. Because if you have over 40 kilograms of gear, or even 30 kilograms of gear, just walking around is pretty tiring. That's exhausting. I would love to see a system where the overall weight of your character affects your stamina drain and your movement speed overall.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, another thing on that is someone said to have it so strength doesn't make it so you can run quickly, but have it make it so it affects your movement when you're wearing armor.
Yep. And that could also apply to the skill or the feature that I just suggested. The higher your strength, the faster you move with more gear. It just increases that threshold just a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. I think we will work this out because
it's kind of just like the stamina system from Stalker, like the stamina system from Stalker. It's real similar.
Окей. Дальше, ребятишечки. Мне, кстати, я нашутился сегодня на английском языке много, по-русски вообще теперь не могу шутить. Не знаю, что делать, у меня вообще не шутливый по-русски. Ничего не могу сказать. Так вот. Устал, замучился уже. 0.16.
Increase stamina drain when broken arm. That's actually kind of cool. When you have a blacked out arm, broken arm.
I think
is that everything?
This is implemented right now. When I have a broken arms, you will have the stamina the gain much more bigger,
quickly,
more quickly. Yep. Yes. Okay. 2 more questions and we're done.
Right.
Какой-нибудь возьму рандомный. Планируется ли править баллистику ОС патронов, звук при стрельбе с ними? Да, вообще боеприпасы, сапсонники, они будут там отдельный у меня пункт есть про Subsonic, они будут убирать вот этот вот крэк, вот этот вот, как он называется-то, господи, ну, звуковая волна, этот удар этот звуковой, этот щелчок, он будет убирать его, вот, и звук будет немножечко меняться по тембру, это можно реализовать спокойно. И баллистика тоже у них будет другая, понятное дело. И второй вопрос, давайте возьмем последний вопрос, странный какой-то. Ну, можно, в принципе, да, я его задам, заодно можно с товарищами нашими, импортными товарищами. Будет ли введен кровавый след пятна крови капли за раненым, но не перевязанным противником? So the question is for you guys. You should take the final discussion.
Okay.
What do you think about the actual blood trails when you have a blood loss?
I like it.
I think that would be
Ongoing
cool.
blood loss.
Yeah, it would be interesting if, like, you know, if you shot somebody in the leg, you know, the blood drips down their leg, it's on their boot. You know, I imagine, like, if you shoot somebody maybe, you know, in the arm or the chest, like, obviously it would drip blood wherever, but yeah, if you get shot and you're bleeding, your character would just drip blood, leave like a little tiny trail you could follow. I think that could be cool. And maybe
also
go ahead, Anton.
about blood. What about like removing the blood when it's in your eyes? I don't, because like you'll get shot in the leg and then you'll have blood in your eyes.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. But again, it's maybe it's a little. Like,
what about one of my
just
favorite things in the game is like when you're very low health, you know, when you see the veins kind of coming in the corner of your eyes. What if like it's a flash effect, like it's a pain effect, like you get shot in the leg or something, the character's just like and like you see all the veins coming from the eyes for a second, because you only really see that when you're under 100 health, and I think it looks really fucking cool. It'd be cool if, like, you know, you just get shot once, it just comes in and then goes away. It's like a pain effect.
Maybe up it to like 300 or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I totally understand that this is not kind of realistic when you get shot in the leg and you just on your eyes. Like in real life, when the blood comes on your eye, it's all blurry and red and you can't see nothing. It's like like it's not like some kind of drops on your eye. It's not realistic.
You don't want Call of Duty blood physics where you get shot in your chest and your eyes just
the jam.
water fountains, water fountains of blood. Just
We thought about the animation that you will wipe your blood and raindrops off your screen,
or just
like the animation, like
Metro. I think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty easy to do, actually.
Fire clean, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna have a sweet immersive animation of opening the wet wipe package, and then
you will have sweet, immersive, and very gentle, pleasant animation of open the Vaseline.
Are we done with the Russian questions?
I think you were done with Russian questions. Спасибо большое, ребят, за вопрос. Все, понятное дело, на все не могу ответить. Много вопросов повторяется. Вопрос был в чате такой: Никита, вы доведете игру до конца? А зачем я вообще существую? А?
Да. Опачки.
Ребята, давайте.
Опачки.
Давайте. Нет.
Шаг барыгам, алтатом бабабам.
Helene is perfect in Russian. I think next time we will talk only Russian and you will have to sit here and listen to this giggity stuff. So, again, thank you very much for all the questions. Russian, English, we're all brothers and sisters, and there is no politics in our game, and this is pretty well and good thing. And I think you let it be this way. Let the violence be only in the game, not in the world, and some other positive statements that I can say. And we're gamers. We love to play hardcore games. We are struggling with the bugs and these things. And it's also some kind of good thing that you're still with us and still you're with us. You're like, you know the drills.
Yeah. Delrith, Anton, do you guys have any closing statements?
No, not really. I mean, maybe when are you guys going to add a vape into the game? That'd be cool.
Yes,
like
a vape barter item. Yes.
Vaping. Okay, vaping. First of all,
priority.
Can I get a vape nation in the chat?
Well, as soon as you add that, my final wrap up will be: when are you going to remove the vape?
Yeah.
But no, I think the biggest thing to take away from this was Nikita, rallying with the hashtag Make Scabs Great Again.
Again,
I can't
when
wait
were
for
they
that.
great?
I don't know. It's just what he said. He's the developer here. I'm referencing him.
I said it. Yeah.
I am the developer, actually. Okay.
Okay. Kill the developer.
I am the developer now. Be afraid,
Yeah.
chat. I'm gonna ruin the game.
I am the developer.
In our minds, like in the minds of developers, in my mind, the game is perfect. So it is perfect already, and all we need right now is to make this real. And with the help of my team, actually, they're pretty cool guys, and I want to say it to them that I love them very much, and they do great things, and I think. Not being sentimental, but they are my brothers, mostly.
Yeah.
So I think they will make the game great. And as I said before, with your help, with your support, with your ideas, it will be more perfect. And this is it. I don't know what to say more.
Well,
thank you very much.
And in closing statements, I would like to say, in order to hold on to my honor, I am now resigning as a PR from Battlestate. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Without further ado, peace out. Take care. Just kidding. I'm not. That was a total troll. Mini Kappas in the chat, please.
That would make everyone unhappy. The people that want you gone, you didn't get fired, and the people that like you were resigning. No. There's either firing or not. That's the only way.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the rest of the podcast today. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Especially, hey, man, even the haters, man. I love you guys being here, dude. You guys are still all behind EFT, man. We all love this.
Oh, yeah, the haters. The haters.
love you
Let
guys,
me say
man.
something about the haters. So, guys, listen here. The haters. I don't know why you're watching this. I think the reason is you're still not the haters. You love haters. So your hate was molded by love, mostly. And I understand this. I just don't understand the destructive behavior. So please, if you want to hate the game, hate it. It's no problem. But don't try to make it unsucceed, because it's impossible. And really, you should think about this more. Like, why you keep hating the game? That's because you love the game, most likely. And I think you're thinking right now that what the hell is he talking about? But you're here, you're listening, you're watching, and it's a thing actually right now. Because the real hater will never watch this and never listen to this. So maybe it's not the end point of view and point of no return, and maybe we should done something to make you like to bring back your love, and that's what we are like working about. Like, that's what we're here about. We just want to make the game great. And so some of the guys just wrote like, if you get rid of cheaters and stuff, blah, 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 you'll gain blah blah blah, and we'll have all the money. Of course, the cheaters and stuff, like there's a high priority things.
The leg.
These things, yeah, we are working on it. Like today, there is a very big step forward, so to make the game clear and clear of these cheaters, and you can see the difference. Like, no need to hate all the time, no need to hate it all the day. You can get back to the game and see how it succeed, how it became like better, and change your opinion about the game. Because literally all I want to make everybody's happy. And if they're the guy who don't love the game and trying to say about it to the world, it's not the right thing, because maybe it's just about something that we need to fix, for example. So that's it about
the haters.
About the haters and smart talks, and this is it.
That's it.
I think.
One last question, Nikita. The leak a couple days ago with the dog in the rep. What the fuck was that?
Like meta.
It's a new splint. It's aluminium splint. Like,
oh, it's a splint. Okay, medical item. Okay, people are very curious.
a medical item, new medical item, like the hard like case splint that fit onto your arm. You'll bandage it.
All right, guys. So in closing, guys, thank you again all so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys' support, coming here and enjoying the Talking Tarkov podcast. We'll let you guys know when the next one will be. So without further ado, guys, go ahead, Nick.
I think 2 or 3 weeks after this will be the next podcast. I think there will be new update, like big one, and we can link this podcast to it before it or after it. We'll think about it, and I like this kind of podcast when there's also funny things.
Yeah, it's been
thanks,
funny
guys, for coming by. Thank you, guys, Antonn and Delrith, for your opinions and thoughts, and let's go. I liked it.
Right. Let's
Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me.
Also, if you guys again don't know Antonn here, go follow him on Twitch. Go subscribe to his YouTube, as well as Delrith from Angry Joe Show. Go check out the Angry Joe Show YouTube, as well as the Twitch channel. Mods, if we could please get some shout out for these two in the chat. Awesome content creators. So without further ado, guys.
Just a second. Maybe I said something wrong. You think that 2-3 weeks there will be an update?
Podcast.
2-3 weeks there will be podcast. Yeah, because it could be before the update, or maybe it could be after date.
The patch is
no
soon.
actual date.
The patch is soon.
Patch is soon. Yeah, patch is soon. So don't get excited. Don't
crushed.
Really, don't get it. We still need to upload the next intermediate update with optimizations. It's pretty big, and we need to make sure everything will run well. So yeah, don't get excited. We will try to make the patch as soon as possible, and just don't think that I said some exact dates. I just said about the podcast.
That's okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. Peace out. Take care. I'll talk to you guys very soon, and I'll see you guys here next at the next Talking Tarkov podcast. Peace.